Hi guys, it's Graham again and welcome back to my channel. So my previous video was my holiday TBR, and as soon as I finished recording that video I had a bit of an existential crisis. I thought to myself, Graham, you're going away for 14 days. The only time you're going to really leave the house is when you're walking the dogs and maybe a couple of times popping into the village to get a pint of milk or a loaf of bread or something. And I thought that all the books I chose, these ones, wouldn't be enough for 2 weeks, wouldn't be enough for complete and utter downtime. So I chose 5 more because I have no self-control. So the first one that I chose is a tiny little one that will take me minutes to read. It's called Classroom Clangers, selected and compiled by John G. Muir. Basically, this will just be a collection of classroom clangers, funny things that have happened in the classroom. I love these sorts of books. These sorts of books are a fun way to spend half an hour. I mean, if that, it's going to be less than half an hour for me to read this. It's tiny, but it will pass a bit of time. The next one will be, well, the next two will be rereads for me. My 2 favourite books in all the world. So the first one, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, and the second one, Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. I just decided that it was time for me to give these a reread because I love these books so much. This edition is from the 1960s and it's very beautiful, as you can see. I got this in a vintage bookshop. Was it a vintage bookshop? Yes. And I can't remember where, but I remember it was a vintage bookshop. Oops. And this one, the Through the Looking Glass edition, is the People's Edition, and this was published in 1910. This is a very delicate, special, lovely book. I have a few of these People's Editions from like different years. A few of them are from the 1920s. I collect editions of Alice and Through the Looking Glass because I have no self-control. Sorry. So yeah, Alice and Through the Looking Glass. My next one is a one. My next one is a one. My next one is a book that I picked up while I was in Glasgow recently, and I saw it on my shelf after I'd made my first TBR video, and I was like, I want to read that, so I'm going to read it. It's Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is a collection of short stories, and they all sort of involve time travel, I believe. And the cover is just stunning. I think I've said this in a previous video when I hauled this. I don't know if you can see that, but the wallpaper portion of the book sparkles. It's just beautiful and it's gorgeous, and it has French flaps which are cute, and it's just a lovely thing. So this is gonna go from here into here while I'm on holiday, hopefully. And the final book which I picked up is actually a collection of 3 books in one, and I watched the film that this is based on just recently, and I thought it was so trashy that I loved it. It was so bad that it was brilliant. And then I found out that it was based on a collection of children's books from like the 80s and 90s. And I couldn't not have it, and now I'm going to read it when I'm on holiday. It's Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. 3 books to chill your bones. Now it's a children's book, but I don't care. We're going to be in a cottage 3 miles away from Balmoral Castle, and I'm there for that. I'm there for being terrified and scared in the middle of nowhere. In the middle of a forest, essentially. So that'll be fun. Sorry about that glare there. So yeah, that's the further 5 books that I've chosen to add to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 17 books to take on holiday. Well, if you think about it, I've got 19 books to take on holiday because one of them is a trilogy. So, no self-control. But anyway, that's the final part of my TBR for holiday. I'm sure I will not get to every single one of these books, but like I say, I had a complete existential crisis because I thought, I'm going to run out of books on holiday and I will have nothing to read. I suppose I could have always taken my Kindle, but I prefer a book. I prefer a book. I love my Kindle, don't get me wrong, but it's just not what I want to read. I've waffled on. I will let you go. So yeah, whatever you're doing, I hope you have so much fun doing it. Whatever you're reading, I hope you love it. Stay fabulous, be amazing, be yourself, and I'll see you again soon for another video. Bye bye.